In this case, I'll be looking at cells that are derived from a cancer cell and looking at their morphology, how they look, how they act, how they behave, and I'd be looking then at how, how they move, how they don't move.
Dr. Robert Winn is a pulmonologist, which is a physician specializing in the respiratory system who loves science and loves research.
This is just one example of many of the machines that we actually use as tools to get to the bottom of trying to figure out, what's going wrong with the person.
With a focus on lung cancer, he was in high demand while working at the University of Illinois Cancer Center, and his services were highly sought out by several cancer centers throughout the country. But back in December of 2019, he chose VCU Massey Cancer Center.
They had the science talent, the clinicians were wonderful, the infrastructure, and more importantly, they really wanted me to actually have big impact on people in the community, so I couldn't say no to a leadership team like that.
He also couldn't say no to his grandmother, Hannah Darden, who was born and raised in Essex County and was instrumental to his move to Central Virginia.
I think she was more happy that Richmond and that Virginia had decided to pick her grandson in a place that she was born, that she was well familiar with his history.
Now Ms. Darden can proudly boast that her grandson made history with his move. There are 71 cancer centers in the United States considered to be among the top 4% in research efforts. Winn is the first African American to be appointed cancer director at VCU Massey. As a matter of fact, Winn is the only black cancer director at any of these cancer centers.
Giving me the opportunity to become the first African American in this role really has been meaningful to me. I thought no one would ever probably pick me as a cancer center director, but lo and behold, there was interest from a number of places of my becoming a cancer center director. So I think the time, the place, and the space it's all right.
Winn is responsible of a staff that consists of over 200 researchers and physicians, as well as a laboratory at VCU. The hours can be long at the office, but he also finds himself spending a fair amount of time in the community.
I think that it's important to do that because as I bring that information back to my scientists and to my doctors, there's a real sense that we are touching the community and the community has a voice back here in this cancer center.
Winn also says it helps his staff better identify the communities that need to be addressed and how to integrate those neighborhoods in VCU Massey's science to be able at having a better impact on the patient's health.
That, I believe, will actually really be a game changer in the way we actually do preventive care and getting people from our communities to participate in actually improving their own health.
Dr. Winn has big goals for VCU Massey Cancer Center. He wants to elevate its status to the top 1% in facilities in the country in the next 2 years. He says it will be difficult, but definitely possible. He also says this.
I guarantee you the following. There will be a miracle drug that will be discovered from VCU Massey that will not only benefit folks in Richmond and throughout Virginia, but even throughout outside of our borders.